Don't come to Canada. Don't come to Canada. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be addressing a topic that I've seen circulating on social media, and I just wanted to hop on here and give my 2 cents. Don't come to Canada. That's what a lot of these videos are saying, that Canada is not what it used to be and that they are thinking of going back to their home countries, or they are indeed making plans to go back to their home countries. Now, what I would like to say is that Canada has changed. Disclaimer guys, I've only been here 1 year and I am still an international student in Canada. So take my experience or take my opinion with a grain of salt. I've only been in Canada for 1 year, but I can tell you that there have been so many opportunities opened up to me that would not have been available in my home country. Persons are saying that Canada is not what it used to be, that it's so hard to get a job, it's so hard to get housing, and it is, prices of things are going up everywhere, from groceries to mortgage prices, all of that. And that is true. That is true. Since I've been here, grocery prices have gone up, housing has gone up, as well as the availability of housing has gone down. So the market is so tight right now. But how they're making it seem like Canada is just the worst place to be, how they're making it seem like Canada, is the only country in the world that things are going up, that inflation is taking a toll on. That's not true. I don't agree with that. Now, I live in Alberta, which is one of the lesser populated provinces, and I find that a lot of persons that are talking about this are living in Toronto, in Ontario, which is a highly populated area, very competitive in terms of jobs, in terms of housing, in terms of just the price of basic commodities or basic goods that you're going to need to survive. So persons who are saying this, that they want to go home and that they don't think that Canada is worth it anymore, there are often a lot of other layers to that statement. Now, I don't know everybody's experience. I can't speak on all the things that they have been through, but to make a blanket statement that don't come to Canada, right now it's just the worst time to come to Canada, I don't think I agree. Because when I decided to make this move, one thing I did my research. Guys, I knew from the get-go I did not want to go to Toronto. I did not want to go anywhere in Ontario at all, just because of how expensive it was. I come from a third world country. I'm from Jamaica in the Caribbean, and the amount of money that it would cost me to go to school in Toronto, to go to school in anywhere in Ontario, it just was not feasible for me. I have a family as well, and when you're applying to come with your family, you have to show additional funds. So when I did the maths and added up everything and saw how much money I needed to prove for my schooling, how much money I needed to prove to sustain myself for a year, how much money I would need to prove for my family, I took Toronto, I took Ontario off of the list. As a matter of fact, I started looking at the lesser known provinces. So provinces like Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, as well as Alberta. Ultimately, I chose Alberta, and I'll get into that in another video. So stay tuned for that, guys. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I post videos weekly where I share my experience as an international student and a newcomer to Canada. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post. Right, guys, so I really don't agree with those statements, and I want to share a little bit more about my experience as a newcomer to Canada. So I did my research and I realized that, okay, I need to target provinces where the cost of living is more affordable. Now, disclaimer, there are pitfalls or drawbacks to these more affordable provinces. One of them being that the minimum wage rate can be very low. At the time when I was looking, I believe the minimum wage for New Brunswick, that was another province that I was looking at. The minimum wage for New Brunswick was about $11, which compared to the province of Ontario, the minimum wage I believe was about $13 to $14 an hour. So I said, wow, that's such a huge disparity between the minimum wages. And I said to myself, do I really, can I really afford to live on $11 an hour? Because disclaimer, guys, most times as an international student or as a student in Canada, you're going to be working minimum wage jobs. Most times. It's not all the case, and everybody is different, every city is different, every province is different, but most of the times you're going to start out at, or you're going to be working in a minimum wage job for the time that you're a student. So when I started to check out the price of things like housing, the price of things like daycare, the price of things like food and transportation, how available was transportation, I saw that living on $11 an hour just wasn't going to cut it for me, especially because in the province of New Brunswick, the area that the school was in, it was not one of the most populated areas, so it was going to be so difficult to find housing. I started to look housing before I put in my application, and it was just a disaster. I started to look up and research the town, see how accessible things were, see how many daycares there were, see how many apartments and stuff, that kind of thing, to get a better sense of how I would be able to function in that area or in that city. Pro tip, guys, do your research. Do your research. Write down a list of things that are important to you depending on you and your family's situation. Do your research on the area that you're going to go, the province, the city, and if you're an international student, the school that you're going to be going. That will make a world of difference in determining how your experience in Canada can be. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. What's your experience? Have you been seeing these videos about persons saying do not come to Canada? And what do you think about it all? Bye guys, see you in another video.